When we had our Zoom meeting with Tennis Australia and they said, we want to showcase you on the world stage, it was like, wow. Like I actually had tears in my eyes and I still get goosebumps to think that we're going to be there.
Hey there and welcome everybody to an episode of Dirty Linen's summer series. We are cruising through summer with some beautiful chats with lovely food people from around the country, finding out about a time that food really shone in their lives, when it was clear that food was a really important thread. Today's guest is Tezzi Daniel. Tezzi's a Wiradjuri woman and she is the founder and owner of Cooee Cookies. Tezzi, welcome to Dirty Linen.
Thank you, Dani. Pleasure to be here.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a proud Wiradjuri woman. My great-great-grandmother grew up on the banks of the Castlereagh River in Gilgandra. I am a mum of 7, a grandmother of 7, and I'm the founder of Cooee Cookies, which has been an amazing journey over the last 2 years, getting it off the ground and celebrating food.
There's a lot that you've just said. I have to, a mother of 7 is incredible. I feel like when you're looking after 7 little ones, you've got a lot of opinions about food to deal with right there.
100%. Well, actually, my 3 youngest turned 12 yesterday. They are triplets. And one of those has a serious lactose allergy. So, yeah, I deal with what I assume many households deal with, having, dietary requirements and food allergies and expectations, and still having to create yummy food that's safe for everyone to eat.
So tell us about that side of Cooee, because they're allergy-friendly cookies, aren't they?
They are indeed. It all started because the children's grandmother's celiac and really bad, like a crumb of gluten can make her violently ill. My daughter has has a serious lactose allergy. No nuts in schools, and none of my kids really liked nuts. My 2 daughter-in-laws went on a vegan journey. I myself was vegan for about 12 months, full vegan. And I just found it really, really hard to find something that ticked all those boxes and was still edible, not like eating hydrated cardboard. So I set myself the challenge, because I'm one of those people, tell me it can't be done and I'll show you it can. So I started mucking around with cookie doughs and having them 100% vegan, 100% gluten-free, no nuts at all, no dairy. Half of our cookies are soy-free as well. And they are delicious. They taste like, Nan made them. So my test customers when I first created the cookies was people that could eat gluten and that didn't have any dietary requirements, because if I had them saying yum, then I knew that I was close, because that's what we want. We want anyone with a food allergy or an ethical food choice to still have that absolute right of enjoying yummy, delicious food.
I love it. And so we better talk about what's actually in the cookies as well as what's not in them. So tell us how your Indigenous heritage feeds into the recipes.
Well, it was during COVID and my sister and I went on this journey to Gilgandra and to meet relatives and speak to elders and things like that. And as we were driving in, there was like a sea of yellow each side of the road from the wattle trees. And on the way home, I went, that's it. I need to be bringing native botanicals into everyday snacking food, because the average person doesn't even know what a wattle seed or a muntry is. Sure, there's some native botanicals that are quite well known, like a kakadu plum or a finger lime, that are used in fine dining. But we need to bring these foods that have been used for tens of thousands of years by the oldest living culture on earth and bring them into everyday snacking food, so we don't lose this rich, beautiful array of food. And so that was my mission, to bring a native botanical into each cookie. So we have our 4 traditional cookies. We have choc chip with wattle seed. We have triple choc with muntries, which are like a bush blueberry. We have sticky chai and kakadu plum. And we have white chocolate with strawberry gum. So they're our 4 traditional, and then we have our Miagun collection. And Miagun is Wiradjuri for family, and we have Nan's Jam Drop with Davidson Plum, and we have Jude's Vanilla Cream with Finger Lime.
These all sound so delicious, Tezzi. I really need a cup of tea and about 6 cookies right this minute. They sound brilliant. Well, let's get to the nub of this conversation, which is you sharing a story about a time when you realised how important food is to you. Have you got a story up your sleeve for us today?
Yes, I do. I suppose it was for me when I'd created the cookies and I took not a simple, but something that somebody takes as a simple treat in a cookie, from a 2-year-old toddler to a 90-year-old dipping it in their coffee or tea. It's enjoyed by everyone around the world. And for me, that dawning moment was, how inclusive is this? Like, I'm really loving this journey that I've created something that if you're vegan or vegetarian or gluten-free or got an allergy or anything like that, and we're celebrating such a rich cultural food base and I'm thinking to myself, that means so much to me that I'm bringing food to modern day treats that everybody can enjoy, and not just now, because if we start celebrating it now and moving it into different foods along the way, we're never going to lose that. And when I started just really researching native botanicals and what to use in the cookies, I was literally blown away. Like, for example, munchies that we use in our triple choc cookie, they're either known as the bush blueberry or the emu apple. They have 4 times the antioxidant of a blueberry you buy in a supermarket. So we talk about superfoods. Australian native botanicals really are leading the world in what they offer as far as nutrients, antioxidants, antifungals, antibacterials like vitamins. Kakadu plum, for example, has the highest volume of vitamin C of any fruit in the world. 1 gram of freeze-dried Kakadu plum holds more vitamin C than an entire large orange.
Yeah, it's an incredible basis from which to be creative. I suppose to connect back to heritage and and reach out to the broader community who doesn't perhaps have that connection with some of these ingredients. I mean, are there people in your life, Tezzi, that have helped you find the way?
Yeah, I have a very, very supporting family who have been behind me for this whole journey. The thing with me is I believe that everybody needs to be a part of, it needs to be a circular economy cycle. So we try wherever we can to buy our native botanicals from Aboriginal growers on country, so that we know that every step that we're doing, we're having impact along the way. That's really important to me. So, for example, Cooee Cookies, our mantra in everything we do is kindness is our kind of thing.
I love that.
Yeah, thanks. And by that, I mean we're kind to animals because we don't use animal products. We're kind to tummies because we're allergen-friendly. We're kind to country because we're constantly giving back and we're constantly growing the native botanicals and that's allowing that to grow. And we're kind to our customers and our community through the way that we engage and do business and supply our product. So to me, that's the basis. So being inclusive with what we create, the simple joy of eating one of our cookies breaks down diversity. It creates inclusivity. Like if you look at an office building, 1 in 7 people in Australia has a food allergy. We actually have the highest population in the world with food allergies. So if you're sitting in an office and there's somebody that's vegan or there's somebody that's gluten-free or there's somebody that can't eat this or, at least if you've got our cookies in the middle of the table, every person can have them. How cool does that feel for it to be in a room where everybody can share the same thing? And that's what food should be. Food is a celebration. Food brings people together. It has done for millennial. So that's the basis of my journey and what made me really enjoy food.
Love that. So beautiful. So tell us where we can get your cookies, Tezzi, because I feel like there's a bit of a summer treat at the tennis this year.
Yes, there is. We were so privileged that Tennis Australia reached out to us and asked us to have Cooee Cookies as a part of the offering for the Australian Open this year. So we will have Nan's Jam Drop with Davidson Plum and Triple Choc and Munchies on 11 coffee carts around the arena for the 2 weeks of the Australian Open for everyone to enjoy, just not people with allergies. Make sure you go and grab a packet because they are delicious.
Definitely. And what does it mean to you as an Indigenous woman to be, I mean, the Australian Open is a world stage. Like what does that mean to you? It's
extremely humbling and it's almost a pinch yourself kind of moment that what you've worked so hard to get to this point is recognised. And when we had our Zoom meeting with Tennis Australia and they said, we want to showcase you on the world stage, it was like, wow. Like I actually had tears in my eyes and I still get goosebumps to think that we're going to be there. But it's more to teach my children. Like when I first started this business, I was a single mum with 5-year-old, 6-year-old triplets and a 7-year-old, and I didn't have much money and I started it with very little. And to show my children that if you have an idea and you believe in it and you work really hard and you're resilient, that it will pay off eventually. And I just can't wait for the 1 million+ people going through the Australian Open to see Cooee Cookies and try them. And yeah, it's really, really exciting.
Wow. I love the contrast with that, the 1 million people, but also those very important people in your own home that you're such a shining example for. It's a really powerful story, Tezzi. And I'm so excited to learn more about what you do. And just finally, for people who perhaps feel that, here we are living in Australia surrounded by, as you say, the oldest living culture in the world and obviously the food that has sustained people for millennia, what would you like people to think about Australian ingredients?
Try them. Like, honestly, get out and buy them. I've got a pipeline of products, so there's going to be a lot more than cookies coming with native botanicals in them. But they are just amazing, like freeze-dried munchies on your cereal of a morning. Big antioxidant boost, delicious. You can put them in anything. The next time you're making a banana bread at home, throw some wattle seed in. Explore. Because our children need to learn and need to embrace and, understand how great these foods are, and they need to be an everyday staple.
Love it. Really great words. Thanks, Tezzi. Have a great summer and thanks for being part of Dirty Linen's summer series. It's been a real privilege to have you on the show.
Thank you so much and you enjoy the rest of your summer.
I will.
Thank you.
This is Dirty Linen and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtylinen@deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta at Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.
This is a Deep in the Weeds production.